Managing and controlling an inventory can be one of the most time and effort-consuming tasks for pharmacy staff, unless you have a robot, which makes things a lot easier, and even more so if it is a GOLLMANN robot. And why is that, you may ask? Because we are talking about a German company with 15 years of experience making pharmaceutical robots and one of the worldwide leaders in this sector, with representation in 28 countries. But that's not all. GOLLMANN owns one of the world's largest pharmaceutical robot factories, which has almost 13,000 square meters in addition to its own transport fleet. This is in response to an essential philosophy: insourcing, meaning the internalization of all the processing to be able to manage everything from start to finish. From the initial design down to the final installation in the pharmacy, almost all the parts in production are manufactured in their own factory. This allows GOLLMANN to accurately calculate their costs in time and resources for each robot, and so optimize their processing to a maximum. Thanks to insourcing, GOLLMANN is able to meet their delivery and installation commitments, as they hardly depend on external companies, and using their own technicians, they are able to install a robot in just 5 days. In the same way, you will never have problems with spare or new parts, as it is GOLLMANN who manufactures them. For example, if you need to expand the capacity or functions of your robot in the future. We've already talked enough about the company, but the best is yet to come: their robot. This robot has been designed to break the mold and represent a paradigm shift in the industry, and now we will see why. This is a standard pharmacy robot, the classical concept of a robot with aisles. It certainly saves a lot of storage space, but if you look closely, we can see a problem. The aisle takes up about a third of the robot, wasting all the space. GOLLMANN observed the same problem and came up with a solution: a dynamic aisle. GOLLMANN decided to revolutionize the design of pharmaceutical robots and base it on sliding cabinets, creating the necessary aisles, as and when necessary, just as in compact storage drawers. This reduces the space needed to access the products. This allows the GOLLMANN robot to make much better use of the space, increasing its capacity by up to 67% in relation to a classical robot dispenser of the same size. In addition, this design also solves one of the problems of the classical robot dispenser system: multi-picking. In a classical robot, boxes are stored one behind the other, so that frequently the picking head does multi-picking, meaning that it takes several boxes at once to get access to the required boxes at the back. The problem comes when, in these cases, unsolicited boxes need to be returned to their original position, thereby making 2 trips every time you make an individual delivery, one for dispensing and another one for returning. This extra trip is an unnecessary waste of time. And do you know how many times the classical robot dispenser makes this extra trip? Usually up to 2 out of 3 times. GOLLMANN has also solved this problem with its dynamic aisle. The sliding cabinets give access to the shelving on both sides, so that each box will always be the first in line, and the picking head will never have to take several at once, meaning that it will never have to make unnecessary movements back and forth, thereby speeding up the dispensing. As you can see, for GOLLMANN, the speed of dispensing products is the key. That is why they have incorporated the advantages of assembly line work, thanks to an internal upper-level conveyor belt connected to the dispensing points of the robot. In a classic robot dispenser, the picking head transports the products to the robot's dispensing points, often wasting a lot of time over long distances. GOLLMANN has solved this problem with an internal upper-lever conveyor belt. The picking head takes a box, and while traveling for the next one, it leaves the one it carries on the conveyor belt, thereby releasing the picking head to go for the next product, while the conveyor belt is responsible for transporting the boxes quickly to the dispensing points, therefore speeding up the delivery times. And there is another method that is even faster. When the robot has direct exit points, GOLLMANN turns to the rapid dispensing module, also known by its German acronym as SAM. The SAM module uses the same concept of assembly line work. Thanks to its fast movement along a track located at the height of the direct exit points, the SAM moves to look for the picking head, picks up the product, and delivers it quickly to the corresponding exit point, while the picking head is released to go for the next box. As we can see, the SAM optimizes speed even more, up to the point that a robot equipped with a double picking head system and a double SAM can achieve the delivery of 10 boxes in 1 minute. But this is not just about dispensing. This robot also optimizes the loading times. In the manual loading module, you can place 102 boxes one after the other in less than 8 minutes and then leave to do other tasks while the robot loads all the boxes in its interior cabinets. In addition, if you have large orders, while the robot loads the elements of one window, you can continue to place more boxes in the other and vice versa, thus achieving a non-stop loading. And if you need to go away to serve customers, you can leave the load halfway and the robot will continue to receive the boxes you have left in place while you are away. Furthermore, from the moment you place them in the loading window, they will be available for dispensing. On the other hand, there is an automatic loading, with which you can simply tip an entire prescription basket in the load hopper and the automatic loader will take care of the rest. Expiry date monitoring included. In a classical robot dispenser, these loaders usually take up too much space outside the robot itself, and when integrated inside, it can reduce the overall capacity considerably. For GOLLMANN, this is not a problem, since its automatic loader replaces a part of the manual loading window, so it will always be integrated and without losing a single box of capacity. And even better, it can be installed afterwards without any problems, so you can have it when you need it. This combination of ideas is what allows GOLLMANN to fulfill a fundamental objective. That is, that the robot adapts to your pharmacy and not your pharmacy to the robot. GOLLMANN has 985 possible robot combinations, adjusting its height, width, and bottom according to the space available in your pharmacy, which means a tailor-made robot. And to make it easier still, they have used aluminium in the manufacturing process to reduce its weight, and so your premises will not need any structural reinforcement to install it. But this system does not only adapt to the size of your pharmacy, but also to its growth, since the robot can improve progressively, evolving with your business. This means that as your turnover and needs increase, you can incorporate improvements and features to the robot itself, such as installing the automatic loader later, a second picking head, or more cabinets to increase its capacity. And that is why, thanks to all these elements, we can affirm that GOLLMANN's philosophy is focused on a single purpose: helping your business grow. In GOLLMANN, we want to be your best partner. Contact us and find out how we can help you revolutionize your pharmacy.